FrankMSnowdenIII, Epidemics and Society, From the Black Death to the Present, Open Yale courses. Embark on a captivating journey through the history of epidemics with FrankMSnowden's Epidemics and Society, From the Black Death to the Present, Open Yale courses. Explore how epidemic diseases like the Black Death, Smallpox, Cholera, and modern-day killers like HIV/AIDS, Ebola, and COVID-19 have shaped human history as forceful drivers of social change. In this book, Snowden brings to light the profound impact of these pandemics on culture, society, and the course of human events. Set to engage and inform readers, this book will delve into the evolution of public health practices, critical medical advancements, and the societal effects of diseases that have impacted communities worldwide.
Epidemics and History. In Epidemics and Society, Frank M. Snowden examines the impact of epidemic diseases on human history and society. Snowden argues that diseases like COVID-19, Ebola, and HIV/AIDS shape the course of history as profoundly as wars and economic catastrophes. He notes that the emergence of new diseases has not decreased, citing 335 new diseases from 1960 to 2004 alone. Snowden looks at the fear, religious fanaticism, artistic expression, and blame-casting that epidemics often inspire. He also highlights the unpreparedness of the world for COVID-19, despite the recent epidemics, and warns that the West faces its greatest ever risk from infectious diseases. Snowden's book offers a sobering but brilliant perspective on the human cost of pandemics and how they drive social change. The Worst Catastrophe: Plague Outbreaks Through History. Snowden's book outlines the three major surges of the plague, starting from its origins in Africa in 541 AD to the present-day threat it still poses. The disease represents the worst imaginable catastrophe, leading to the enactment of coercive measures to contain its spread. From Europe's institutionalized public health policies to the unprecedented uses of state authority to regulate everyday life, the severity of outbreaks ensured plague served as the standard for judging other epidemics. Snowden's work is an enlightening account of how the pandemic shaped our understanding of public health and the measures aimed at mitigating its impact. Smallpox, the demon of Europe. Discover how smallpox was responsible for 10% of all deaths in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries and how Dr. Edward Jenner's experiments confirmed cowpox could provide immunity to smallpox. Finally, learn how the worldwide vaccination campaign by the medical community led to the eradication of smallpox, earning it the title of the most remarkable achievement of medical science. According to Snowden, this massive international effort saved millions of people from the disease once called the demon of Europe. Epidemics in Warfare. In his book, Edward Snowden vividly depicts the impact of epidemics on warfare, citing examples from history such as Napoleon's failed attempts to conquer Haiti and Russia. In both cases, diseases like yellow fever, dysentery, and typhus decimated large portions of the invading armies, leading to their eventual defeat. Snowden's account highlights the devastating effects that epidemics can have on military campaigns, underscoring the importance of taking measures to prevent and contain such outbreaks in times of war. Medical Revolutionaries. Snowden's book details the impact of pioneering French medical minds from 1794 to 1848. This included the inventions of the stethoscope and pasteurization, as well as germ theory and antiseptic practices. The book also celebrates medical heroes such as Louis Pasteur and Joseph Lister, who revolutionized the field of medicine and saved countless lives. Nobel laureate Joshua Lederberg's argument that humans' defense against microbes is their wits is reinforced by these pioneers' tales of collaboration, discovery, and innovation. Snowden's work is a stirring tribute to medical science and its impact on society. The lingering cholera pandemic. The seventh cholera pandemic started in 1961 and remains ongoing in Africa, Asia, and South America. It spreads through oral-fecal transmission in areas with contaminated drinking water, poverty, malnutrition, and crowded housing, leading to 143,000 deaths annually. Victory over polio. The book depicts the history of polio, which initially affected children, but later young adults. Snowden reveals the tale of Jonas Salk's polio vaccine, permitted by the government in 1955, and Albert Sabin's live oral polio vaccine that obtained approval in 1962. Although Snowden laments that vaccination hasn't been able to curb polio like smallpox, his recurring theme emphasizes how humans have conquered very few epidemic diseases. The impact of HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS may not have a cure yet, but antiretroviral treatments are helping prevent immune system collapse and extending lives. Snowden's research discovered that society's responses to the disease reflected how they socially constructed their experiences with it. Additionally, the AIDS epidemic weakened the belief that science could eradicate infectious diseases. Despite ongoing challenges, this revealing book highlights how communities can work together to combat this devastating disease. Antibiotic Resistance. Dr. Alexander Fleming warned in 1945 about the dangers of antibiotic misuse, which lead to resistant bacteria. Snowden echoes this warning in relation to current bacterial resistance to antimicrobial drugs. This resistance brings society closer to a future without defense against new strains of diseases like tuberculosis or HIV/AIDS. Pandemics, past, present, and future. The 21st century has seen deadly outbreaks of SARS and Ebola, highlighting the lack of preparedness for fast-spreading diseases. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought the issue of preparedness to the forefront of global concern. Snowden's 2019 book, updated with a foreword on COVID-19, reveals his pessimism about humanity's ability to defeat emerging epidemics. As the next chapter unfolds in this tragic history, readers can only hope for further coverage from this knowledgeable professor. Engaging insights on medical discoveries and history. Dr. Snowden's work is a groundbreaking and necessary exploration of epidemics and medical discoveries across centuries. He presents highly engaging ideas and interpretations of history, culminating in informed and nonlinear conclusion drawing. The book is an enlightening pleasure to read from start to finish.
Through a thought-provoking exploration, FrankMSnowdenIII demonstrates that epidemic diseases have played a significant role in shaping human history and society. The author uncovers the dramatic ways in which epidemic diseases have driven social change, contributed to the emergence of new scientific and medical breakthroughs, and revealed how unprepared humans have been in containing and managing them. Weaving together captivating narratives of historical events, powerful figures, and the ever-evolving field of medicine, this book offers vital insights into the significant lessons we must learn from our past to confront present and future pandemics more adeptly. Discover in Epidemics and Society, an essential read that will enlighten, inspire, and prepare you for the challenges ahead.